Just very simply, take us through what Design Next is all about. What does it mean for Tata in the now and in the future?
Okay, so Bertrand, like I said, we started this journey 3 years ago with the pixel, megapixel concepts, and Design Next for me and for Tata Motors is really about bringing sort of desire back into the products. I mean, we are known for some really rational elements, but it's very important to bring a bit of passion in that. Yeah. So we're known for space. We're known for we're known for a sort of certain sturdiness. Now, what's happened is since then, of course, we've come up with the new family of Revotron engines. So that Revotron engine is sort of, let's say, sitting inside our car. Yeah. Now, if we have to skin that engine, if we have to skin that package, the what you see as a customer is going to be as exciting as the performance of the engine itself. So suppose I did something like that, the way people draw cars, it would be a bit boring. Yeah. So in Design Next, we said, okay, if this is where our powertrains are going, this is where connectivity is going, what can we do in the vehicle design? Because that's the language. When you say language, there's a visual language. That means without words, the car actually expresses something. So we really started there to get something very dynamic, a nice tight window opening, and some character lines that I spoke about, the slingshot line, which goes around the back of the car. We will introduce a sort of diamond-like window, and then of course in the front there's our humanity line. But there's a lot of sort of aggression out there, and I don't think you need to really scream or shout to get heard or noticed. You can do it in a different way. And our way, because we are part of the Tata Group, is very important that we have a sort of human element in whatever we do. We are proud, we have to be confident, but we shouldn't be aggressive. And that's what we're trying to do with these three elements of Design Next. Most importantly, the face of the car has a confident, poised, planted look, but it's not aggressive. And that's where our humanity line comes in, because it's a really soft, very beautiful line that we treat with a lot of care when we design our cars.
Right. You talked about sturdiness of the package, you talked about space. Effectively what you're trying to convey is the versatility of the package.
Yeah.
So far you see that in a more practical, in a more engineering form.
Yes.
Design wise, how versatile is this language going to be from now to the future?
Okay.
What all does it encompass?
So, we showed in 2012, we showed the megapixel concept, yeah, which was basically a small car. It had a certain face, and it was very agile, architecturally very nice. In 2014 in Delhi, we showed the Nexon, which is quite sensual, but still very muscular and very athletic. And we brought in our design elements there. So when you look at the Nexon with nice big wheels, designers like big wheels. It's very important as a part of the proportion. And we also did, like I said, the megapixel. Now these are two cars at the opposite end of the spectrum, and it shows how you can use the same three DNA elements in different ways to really express the design which is required for that segment. In a compact SUV, you've got to be pretty strong, pretty muscular, but I don't want it to be boxy. I don't want it to be a box on steroids. So that's why the Nexon is very coupe-like, very, very fluid, very extended. And megapixel as well, it's got to be slightly cheeky, slightly playful, because that's the segment of the market it operates in. So there's a little bit of difference in the way we treat those elements. I mean, so if you look at the megapixel face, you've got the humanity line, and you've got very expressive eyes. If you look at the Nexon face, it's slightly squarer, the humanity line, and the eyes are a bit smaller. So a little more focused. So that's how we go from a small car to a larger car. So something a little more playful, a little more cheeky, a little more urban, to something which is a little more serious, but not a box. And that's very important.
Okay, in all of this, the one word I latched on to was the sensuality bit.
Right.
All right. It's the one very emotional aspect of a car, and it's a very difficult thing to engineer, to design into a car because of the emotion that it conveys.
Yeah.
And cars are technically a very mechanical subject.
Yeah.
So is that sensuality going to come across in all of the cars that Tata Motors designs? Is that going to be sort of, getting this very emotional aspect alive in all of the cars that are coming out from now? Because from what we've seen, yes, there was a big famous design house that got involved in the first car that Tata Motors ever made.
Correct.
And it was a wonderful design of its time.
Yes.
Lot of conversation happened on that, a lot of talk globally on the design.
Yeah.
Over time, we've seen some of that diluting.
Yes.
Now the effort is there, and is there a conscious effort to get back that sort of a passion, that kind of sensuality to your cars, that kind of an interest level, saying yes, we make good looking cars apart from just well engineered cars?
Yes, I always say our engineering is strong. We've got a very strong reputation for good engineering. We make our own, we design our own engines, we build our own engines, our platforms are our own. There are very few companies globally who can do that, and we are one of them. Where I think we really need to bring in, and this is where Tata Motors design will help, is to really bring that emotion into the package. I said this earlier. Most people today make a purchase decision, if not a purchase decision, at least a decision to consider a car based on what they see on a small phone or on an article you may write. And that picture is very important. Picture speaks 1,000 words. That picture has got to be right. If that picture is not engaging, then the rest of the story we don't even get to say to you as a company. So my job is to get that picture right, get you as a customer emotionally attached, engaged. Let's put it engaged. Then you come into the showroom, and then what Ranjit and Girish explained, the showroom experience is of a certain type, the product experience is of a certain type, and it all comes together. I think it's very, very critical that these three elements come together. What you see and how it drives and behaves, and then how you're taken care of as a customer. That's a complete story. And design is of course, one very, very important element in that.
Yeah, it's the first impression you're going to make on anyone.
Yeah, they say you can make the first impression only once. So
well, I'm going to leave you at that.